it's tough for some people, but that's why I'm here to teach people, just to be able to keep on moving. And that's what the paddle taught me, that everything takes time. Like it's only so fast I could paddle my arms, to get to the next headland or to the next destination I was trying to get to the day, or to Bondi, and I just had to take everything as it came in and just deal with it, whether it was sharks, jellyfish, rolling off, dehydration, starvation, happiness, sadness, excitement, whatever it was, because that would happen all day throughout the paddle, one after another very quickly. So it was just about how to deal with each of those emotions as simple as possible to be able to keep on moving ahead, and keep reaching my destination, and just have that goal set ahead and don't think about what's behind and what just happened the day before or what shark just happened 5 minutes before. It's, I've got something I'm doing, I'm moving ahead, and that's where I'm going to. It's going to take time. There's going to be roadblocks along the way, and just work out how to move around and move over them, push people aside that you don't need, and just keep on going to your goal. I mean, this is your life that you live. It's no one else's, and you need to live it on your own terms, not anyone else's terms. And people get caught up in how they're supposed to be, and look at, things on TV and look at other people's lives and think, oh, maybe I should do it like that. They seem happy, maybe that's for me, but everyone's different. Everyone's going to find their own path, and I don't try to teach people how to live. All I try to do is just maybe get them to think about a different way of living or how they're living their life, to be able to just simply just keep on moving forward, because end of the day, that's all we can do. We can't look back. We can't change anything from a second before that time, It's we just have to accept what's happened, learn from it, adapt, and just keep on moving forward.
Yeah, we see some people from the perfect home, if I could liken someone else who hasn't had the abuse you've had, and the different father figures and all that sort of stuff, and that horrible ending at when you were 22, to find out that who you thought was your father wasn't your father at all. And I don't want to blow everything, because I really want everyone to watch that movie. And then you've got what other people might think is the perfect home, like mum, dad still together, like my folks, still together, brother and sister, everything's great. But at the same time, a lot of people in those situations get bogged down because their father's got real successful, and they're not,
not living up to it.
Yeah. So I really want your advice, to be honest. Like I know loads of guys I went to high school with, and they work hard. They're horrible alcoholics. Everything they talk about is negative. There's a bunch of those guys you meet.
Yeah.
They say, I'm so sure they cry at night. But you seem to be the opposite of that. It's like the ass kicking you've had growing up has made you really strong mentally, above all of us. You can kind of see what is most important, when a lot of us are still going, well, if the neighbour next door's got a jet ski, why don't I have one? Bloody, do you drink at all or anything?
Oh, I'll have like a couple of glasses of red every now and then. Not when I'm heavy into training, I don't. But I'm a normal person, and I enjoy same sort of things in life. I sacrifice a lot now for other people, and I've always worked hard. I had my first 2 businesses when I was 6, and everything I've got, I've always got myself, and so I'm no stranger to working hard and really pushing the limits within myself. Even through when I was fight training, I'd push the limits constantly, and and everything I did. But I was doing it for, I guess, the wrong reason. I was doing it to try and have people proud of me and try and see within myself, I guess, that, I'd been through this, but look what I've achieved now. It was important for me, but now it's not. Like, even, if I'm to be honest, going into the paddle, I knew there was a probably 70-80% chance that I wouldn't make it. Like, my life would be taken one way or the other, and but I still went into the paddle, you know, and it wasn't like I was on a suicide mission or anything. It was just, you know, I knew it was something I needed to do and it's something I needed to show people. And, you know, but after that day 5, you know, it wasn't about, you know, I'm doing this and I don't care if I die. It flipped around to I'm doing this to live, you know, so it was still the same actions I was doing, except that mind twist that just completely flipped around to why I'm doing this, you know, and I could never have imagined what would happen to me once I got into Bondi and how my life would change. And, you know, it's something that no one will ever experience, even if someone does it themselves, you know, because they haven't lived the same life as me. Everyone lives their own life and everyone will get whatever they want out of it, you know. And it used to really piss me off sometimes when people go, oh, you haven't changed, or what the paddle do to you, and all this sort of stuff. And I just think, you got no idea what I've been through. Like, even the film, like, shows a lot, but it doesn't show everything, because I was interviewed just afterwards, so I didn't really understand what had gone on, you know. But just how my life had changed completely. And it was even, you know, recently it was really bothering me, like people saying that to me, you know, because I look the same on the outside, but my mindset's completely different. And but now I just go, oh, look, you go and do the paddle and we'll have a chat afterwards and see if your life changes, you know. And, and that's just how it is. Like, you know, I know what it did for me and it's not for anyone else, you know, and it's this is what I do, and I'm not here to please everyone. I don't want to please everyone. It's just, you know, I do what I do, and I have my own way of doing things. I know my intent and who I am, you know, and it's I probably know who I am more than most people in the world. You know what I mean? Spend a lot of time by myself working it out, you know, and working out what I want out of life and what I want to leave this place giving. You know what I mean? We're here to learn, and then we're here to share that knowledge as well along the way. And, you know, so many people get caught up just in their own stuff and them being the number one thing in the universe, and that's it. And we're trying to gather so many material objects, thinking that's what they need to leave behind. But, you know, it's a knowledge to other people that, you know, that's what we're here as a human race, really, is just to pass on that knowledge so we keep on growing.
Do you ever crave being in a team, or like it's Christmas time right now? Okay, I'm at home with my beaut kids and my wife, but inside I'm like, oh, I gotta get out, you know, or I wish, like, it's like I'm not ringing any mates or anything, but I don't want to at the same time. You know that feeling that, have you ever had those great times in your life where you're in a gym or something and you're on a program and someone's training with you and you've got a focus, and as a man, everything is great. When you're it goes back to a primitive sort of thing. We're in a tribe and we're going to war. Okay, so for me, they're the golden times. When you don't have a little tribe around you, that's when... for me personally, right now, it's a struggle street. Not a bad one, but it's just like, damn, I'm in no tribes at the moment. I feel like there's nothing, you know. And most guys will go down the pub. And,
yeah, well, I mean, most people feed off each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what's it like for you? I mean, someone who's had that upbringing, from an outsider's point of view, I would imagine you to be a loner. You know, like a blank, maybe this guy, with all the troubles you've had, maybe you'd look at people and go, dude, I can't relate to you at all.
Oh, look, I've lived 1,000 lives, you know. I've kind of, you name it, I've done it, you know, and so I can relate to a lot of people, but, you know, at the same time, I'm not needy. You know, I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm pretty selective of who I have around me. And, you know, if I don't, you know, as a kid, you just have thousands of friends, you know, everyone who pulls up on a push bike out front of your house is your mate, you know, and away you go, and it's, you know, life's pretty easy. But, you know, there's, for me, I don't need millions of people around me, you know. I try and, because I started my life back to my foundations again, you know, to rebuild the whole lot, you know. It was about rebuilding with good people around me as well. And I think that's what's important, you know, loyalty and trust goes a long way with me and far beyond anything. You know, it doesn't matter who the person is or what background they come from. You know, you can trust them, which is tough, you know. It's hard to even trust yourself sometimes. You know, if you can trust someone else and someone's loyal, well, you know, there's nothing really stronger than that. And the quality of people sort of outweighs the quantity of people. You know, I deal with a lot of amazing people online who I've never met and may never meet, you know, face to face. And, you know, they're absolutely fantastic people and loyal supporters of what I'm doing. And, you know, I caught my fair share of trolling and stuff as well, which is strange, you know, because it's not like I'm anyone like a celebrity or anything for anyone to troll me, but, you know, I caught my fair share. And
who would troll you?
People just do, yeah. Look, you know, people just upset with their own lives.
And you can knock them out, but...
Yeah, I know.
You know, what's that?
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Look, people just do what they do, and it's just... People have their own reasons for liking, not liking anyone.
Well, maybe they've had a life of hell. Like, there's a one, you know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you know, most of the time they've, you know, the people who do it are, you know, people who I've helped along the way, and because they can't break through like I do, it's almost like a jealousy thing. And I'm like, you know, I'm here to help you, not fight against me, you know. It's, you know, so it's kind of strange that way. So I've had to really adjust the way that I help people and just at what lengths and what sort of people, you know what I mean? But as I said, you know, I just keep on my path and my intent. I know what I'm doing, and I know I'll get there, and all I'll do is just try and help as many people as I can and just enjoy life along the way and keep pushing the limits and just showing people that what's physically and mentally possible, you know?
Did you tell me you're working on a challenge right now?
Yeah, so it's Child Abuse Awareness Week, been 1st of January to 8th of January. All the last 2 years, January 3rd, I've done something. So I did the paddle for the Harder to See paddle was on January 3rd, 2015. Last year, for January 3rd, 2016, I paddled around and then ran around Phuket Island. So it was 37 and a half hours non-stop.
What was that like? Was that alone or in a group?
Nah, so I had a support boat on part of the paddle, and it was the worst paddle of my life. Like, it was just chaotic, wrong board, everything was going against me. And then the boat had gone, and, you know, I had to paddle through the night and had no lights on because it was taking longer than I thought to get to my checkpoint. You know, I was paddling past...
Did you say 37 hours?
37 hours, yeah.
Consecutive hours?
Consecutive, yeah. And then, so I was paddling past this port.
Is that possible? Like, come on, slow down. Is that possible? You stay awake? Did you get delirious?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Thailand, it was hottest time of the year as well. You know, 36 degree heat, 96 humidity. Like, it was tough. You know, there's definitely some tough parts of the
delirium.
paddle.
Like, everyone here's stayed up 24 hours, but you find yourself saying and doing and seeing things.
Yeah.
To think that you're keeping your arms going.
Well, I only paddled for 13 and a half hours, and then I got off on a ram for 20-something hours.
Okay.
So then, but yeah, like at night when I was paddling, I was coming past this port, and there was all these big ships moored out there, and I'm coming past with no lights on or anything, and I felt dodgy on myself, you know, like I was on a stand-up at this time, stand-up paddleboard, and there was all these Burmese crew running along, and I don't know if they thought I was a pirate trying to sneak aboard or what, but they were just screaming and looking over the edge, and I was thinking, bloody hell, mate, I'm just paddleboarding, don't shoot me, you know. And then come around another bay, and all these trawlers are going out, and I'm like playing Frogger on this paddleboard, and you know,
without your crew,
no crew, no nothing, you know, just middle of the night with no lights on or anything, you know.
Madness.
And then when we got off, I ran with two amazing blokes, and yeah, I mean, it was 9 o'clock in the morning. It was, you know, 36 degree heat, 96 humidity.
What did you see in the water? What was the difference? You know, it's obviously a beautiful place, but
I'd paddled around Phuket Island before on a stand-up, And there's not much marine life there at all. There's snakes, a few snakes in the water, those black and white striped ones.
Wow.
But there's not much marine life at all.
Okay.